A horrific crash. His car impaled on a guardrail.
I was fearing for my life because I saw how much blood I was losing.
But he survived, and now he's fighting back, blaming the maker of the guardrail and the people who put it there for the crash that could have ended his life. And that driver just filed a multi-million-dollar lawsuit claiming the guardrail manufacturer knew it was defective.
Team 10 investigator Allison Ash spoke exclusively with the victim. Allison.
Yeah, I first tried to talk to Andy Wiedemann right after this crash that happened last summer, but was told he was enduring way too much pain. Now he's ready to share his story while his lawyers get ready to do battle.
I always like doing physical things outside.
Andy Wiedemann spent most of his 26 years on his feet, enjoying the great outdoors, water skiing, snowboarding, and playing team sports. Now the only outdoor activities he can handle are the ones that don't require legs.
I have some pretty gnarly stitches on there.
Wiedemann's right leg amputated right below the knee. His left, a patchwork of scars. This was the morning that changed his life. It was 2 a.m., June 22nd last year. Wiedemann lost control of his car, hitting a fire hydrant and a guardrail along Twin Oaks Valley Road. The guardrail sliced through the driver's compartment and through Wiedemann.
Well, I woke up and I was down in an embankment, and I looked down and I saw that my legs were pretty much mutilated. My right leg, the calf, was pretty much hanging off the bone, and there was a lot of blood.
Firefighters used the jaws of life to cut him from the wreckage. His body broken, but his mind fine and racing.
If I'd even survive, really, because there was a lot of blood loss. And just looking down and seeing the guardrail and the floorboard of my car, it really shocked me.
That guardrail was made by Trinity Industries, which is named in Wiedemann's lawsuit. The suit specifically mentions the ET Plus guardrail end terminal, which in 2015 was the subject of a federal lawsuit. Trinity was ordered to pay more than $600 million for making false statements to the government about modifications to the ET Plus that happened more than 10 years ago.
The way that it's supposed to react, it's supposed to flatten out, go through the slot, and roll up like a ribbon where it doesn't become a harpoon.
Attorney Jim Morris filed Wiedemann's lawsuit. It claims the ET Plus end terminal caused his injuries. But a Team 10 investigation just days after the crash last summer revealed the guardrail was made by Trinity, but it wasn't an ET Plus.
What we know is that the guardrail behaved like an ET Plus as modified, because if you've seen the photographs of Mr. Wiedemann's car, clearly the guardrail is going straight through his cabin, and that's what amputated his leg.
The lawsuit says the Trinity guardrail was defective and unreasonably dangerous, and that it caused injuries that were substantially greater and far more serious than Wiedemann would have suffered if the guardrail operated as expected and intended. A Trinity spokesperson tells Team 10 the case is all about money and won't stand up in court.
But if it's not an ET Plus, then his lawsuit doesn't have merit. It's either an ET Plus or it's not. At this point, we have reasonable evidence to say that it does not appear to be an ET Plus, and we're going to be making that fact known to the court at the appropriate time.
Wiedemann's own attorney admits his client is partially responsible. The traffic collision report shows he was driving 90 miles an hour and was legally drunk. But the attorney says the guardrail did more harm than good.
Sit.
Wiedemann was advised by his attorney not to talk about the events leading up to the accident or the lawsuit. But he told us the crash taught him to appreciate the little things, like taking baby steps all over again.
I'm just dealing with the cards I've been dealt. Like, I still have to live life and be as happy as I can.
Wiedemann's is one of 6 lawsuits against Trinity filed by people who were injured. So far, though, no judge has ruled Trinity was at fault, but all of those cases are still pending. Now, the lawsuit also blames the city of San Marcos, San Diego County, and the state of California, saying they knew or should have known there was a problem with the guardrail. Also claiming the incline wasn't steep enough to have warranted any guardrail at all. Of course, we'll stay on top of this case and we'll let everybody know what happens with it.
Yeah, because could this lawsuit then change things on the roads and highways?
Well, technically, no, because it's a product liability case, which means they can only ask for money. In fact, $25 million is one of the amounts that's listed in the lawsuit. But money talks, and if the defendants are ordered to pay a lot of it, then chances are they'll also change the types of guardrails that they use.
We know you'll keep watching. Thanks, Alice.
Thanks, Allison.